Okay, let's take you deep into the heart of a seemingly ordinary place. Tuna El Gabal, a village in Minya, Egypt. The year is 2014.
It looks quiet on the surface, doesn't it? Like any close-knit community.
Exactly. But beneath that surface, something deeply unsettling is unfolding. We're focusing on a young man, Emergan. He's 20 years old, a vegetable merchant, known for being responsible,
The kind of guy everyone points to as the pillar of his family. Stable, hardworking.
But there's a hidden side, a stark contradiction to that public image. And that's where the story really begins.
Right. And our deep dive here isn't just about finding a killer. It's about trying to understand how extreme personal betrayal right inside a family unit could possibly lead to murder.
That's a web, isn't it?
A very tangled one. The facts reveal layers of complexity of deception that really defy your typical understanding of motive in these cases.
So let's set the date. August 18th, 2014. Amaru finishes at the market, gets home around 3 p.m., tells his father, Ibrahim, he's planning to go to a wedding later that evening, say 7 p.m.
Seems perfectly normal. Routine, even.
Totally. But that routine is just a mask. Because an explosive chain of events has already been triggered. And it all comes down to a single, very brief phone call later that day. Okay, let's unpack this. So, Amar's typical day was like clockwork, right? Down to the market with his mother, 6 a.m. sharp.
Very disciplined, especially for a 20-year-old. Dedicated to the family business.
But on this particular day, August 18th, something breaks that pattern. Around 11 a.m., he just vanishes.
Yeah, for about 90 minutes. Just gone from the market, no explanation at the time.
He comes back, finishes his work, goes home, gets ready for that wedding he mentioned.
And this is where things take a sharp turn. At 7 p.m., he's dressed, says his goodbyes to his father, Ibrahim, steps outside.
Then his phone rings.
Exactly. A really short call. We're talking 20 seconds, maybe less.
And whatever was said in those 20 seconds, it completely changes his plan.
Instantly. His father sees him walk off, but not towards the wedding hall. He just kind of veers away.
Did his father think anything of it at the time?
Not really. Ibrahim just assumed, Amr was maybe meeting up with a friend first before heading to the wedding. Seemed plausible.
Okay, so Ibrahim goes to the wedding. He waits.
Waits until midnight. No sign of Amr.
He must have been worried then.
A little, maybe annoyed. He tries calling Amr's phone, but it just rings and rings. No answer.
So no panic, though.
Not quite yet. See, Amr apparently had this habit. He'd sometimes go off with friends, ignore his phone for hours. It was frustrating for the family, but it had happened before.
So Ibrahim probably thought, he's done it again.
Pretty much. Just typical Amr being sociable, maybe a bit irresponsible with his phone.
But then morning comes.
And that's when the real fear kicks in. Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. rolls around. Amr should be at the market. It's non-negotiable for him.
He's not there.
He's not there. His phone, still silent. That's the moment the family knows. This isn't just Amr being flaky. Something is seriously wrong.
So they start searching.
Immediately. They scour the village, ask everyone. No one's seen him since he walked away from his house the previous evening after that phone call.
And after 24 hours.
They file the official missing persons report. The wait is over. Now it's a formal crisis.
2 days later. 2 agonizing days of searching, hoping.
The hope ends brutally. Some locals, out by the main irrigation, ditch the Terra just outside the village. They find a body.
It's a mirror.
It's identified as Amiris. The search is over, but the nightmare is just beginning.
What did the scene, the forensics, tell the police right away?
Oh, it told a very violent story. The attack was severe. 3 distinct, very forceful blows to the head.
With what kind of weapon?
Something sharp and heavy. It was later determined to be an iron pipe. The impact caused a massive skull fracture, brain hemorrhage that was the cause of death. Instantaneous, basically.
And you said the ditch. He wasn't killed there.
No, definitely not. The evidence pointed clearly to him being killed elsewhere and then dumped in the Terra post-mortem.
So the killer moved the body. Planned the disposal.
Exactly. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment crime scene. The disposal site was chosen.
Okay, so police have a body, a cause of death, a rough timeline starting from that 7 p.m. departure. But who did it? Where do they even start?
Well, they pursued 2 main lines of inquiry. Pretty standard stuff initially.
Like what?
First, business rivalry. Amar was young but successful. Could someone have been jealous? Tried to eliminate the competition.
Makes sense. What was the second path?
That one gained traction faster, actually. It was Amar's personal life, specifically his reputation. He was known throughout the village for having multiple affairs, extramarital relationships with married women.
So the immediate thought is A vengeful husband.
Precisely. A
Yeah.
classic motive. Scorned husband finds out, seeks revenge. Investigators spent a lot of time chasing down that possibility, looking for an outsider connected to one of these women.
Did any of those leads pan out? Any angry husbands fit the timeline?
That's where it got really interesting. No, none of the traditional leads, the jealous husbands, the business rivals, none of it lined up with that critical 7 p.m. window. It was a dead end.
Which brings them back.
Right back to that single piece of hard evidence, the phone call. That 20-second call Amar received just before he disappeared.
So they pull the phone records.
They request the call logs from the phone company. Mandatory disclosure, who made that last call. That had to be the key.
And who was it?
It was a surprise, all right, but not the kind they expected. The last person Amar spoke to, the person who called him at 7 p.m., was his maternal uncle, Omar, his call.
His uncle. Wow, okay. Not an outsider at all.
Not even close. The number was saved right there in Amar's phone under Omar's name. Suddenly, the whole focus shifts dramatically, from external conflict to deep within the family itself.
So Omar is brought in for questioning. What's his story?
He plays it cool, acts like the concerned, grieving uncle. Says, yeah, he called Omar, but it was just to see if they could go to the wedding together. Simple coordination.
And when Omar didn't show?
Omar claimed he waited a bit, then just went to the wedding alone. He even added that he supposedly tried calling Omar several more times later that night because he was worried.
But the investigators, they weren't buying it.
They started noticing cracks. Big ones. First off, why didn't Omar mention this crucial 7 p.m. call right away when Amar's body was found? That should have been vital timeline information.
Good point. What else?
The phone records. They directly contradicted his story about calling multiple times later. The logs showed Omar called Amar exactly once, that short 20-second call at 7 p.m. And that was it. No follow-up calls like he claimed.
So he's lying about the calls, and he omitted the first one. That looks bad.
It looks very bad. The relationship between the uncle, Omar, and the nephew, Amar, suddenly becomes the absolute focus of the investigation.
And this is where things get even more complicated, right?
Yeah.
There were whispers, intelligence reports about the family itself.
Yeah, reports started surfacing describing the family dynamics as strange, suspicious, even incomprehensible, and a lot of it seemed to revolve around one particular woman, Hammer.
Hanan. Who is she in relation to everyone else? Because this sounds like it could get confusing.
It is incredibly confusing, so let's break it down carefully. Hanan is married to Omar's brother. Okay, so she's Omar's sister-in-law.
Got it. Sister-in-law to the main suspect, Omar.
But wait, there's more. Hanan is also married to Amar's paternal uncle.
Hold on. She's married to Omar's brother and Omar's uncle. How is that possible? Are they the same person?
No, different uncles. One maternal uncle's family, Omar's side. One paternal uncle's family, Omar's father's side. She is married into both sides of this extended family. She's Omar's sister-in-law and Amar's aunt by marriage through his father's brother.
Okay, wow. That is deeply intertwined. She's connected by marriage to the victim, Amer, and the suspect, Omar.
And to Amar's father, Ibrahim, as well, through her marriage to his brother. She's woven into the very fabric of this family unit.
So when the police talk to Hanan, what does she reveal?
She basically detonates the whole facade. Under questioning, Hanan confesses. She admits she was involved in relationships with 3 men from this family simultaneously. 3. Who?
Amr the victim, her nephew by marriage. Ibrahim Amar's father, who is technically her father-in-law through her marriage to his brother. And Omar the suspect, her brother-in-law.
I need a second here. Amr, his father Ibrahim, and his uncle Omar. All involved with the same woman, Hanan, who is related to all of them by marriage.
Yes. She claims she loved each one individually, that she somehow managed to keep these 3 separate affairs completely secret from her husband and presumably from each other for a time.
This explains so much. That 90-minute disappearance Amr took from the market on the morning of the murder.
Hanan confirmed it. Amr was with her during that time. That unexplained gap in his routine, it was an assignation with Hanan.
So the internal affairs angle wasn't just a theory, it was the absolute reality. But the question remains, why would Omar kill Amr? Just finding out about Amr and Hanan, was it simple jealousy?
It was more than simple jealousy. It was about layers upon layers of betrayal, fueled by Omar's own long-held secrets.
What was Omar hiding? He confessed that his own relationship with Hanan wasn't new. It had been going on for years.
Years, while she was married to his brother.
Yes. And get this, Omar claimed he started his affair with Hanan after he found out that she was already involved with Ibrahim, Anmar's father.
Wait, so Omar knew about Hanan and Ibrahim, and then started his own affair with her.
That's what he claimed. He even tried to justify it, saying he believed Hanan was somehow forced into the relationship with Ibrahim, the family patriarch. So in his mind, maybe he saw himself as rescuing her, while also having an affair with his brother's wife, who was also sleeping with his relative-in-law.
The mental gymnastics there are just staggering. He felt justified in his own affair, knowing about Ibrahim, but then Amr gets involved.
And that was the breaking point. The trigger wasn't just finding Hanan with someone else, it was finding her with Amr, his nephew.
When did he find out? How?
It happened that very morning, August 18th, the day of the murder. Omar had apparently left his brother working out in the fields, and he decided to double back home, maybe hoping to catch Hanan alone.
And instead,
He walked in on Hanan and Amar together, during that 90-minute window when Amar was missing from the market.
oh wow, so he caught them red-handed.
Exactly. And in that moment, seeing his nephew with his secret lover, the woman he'd constructed this whole justification around having an affair with it, was the ultimate betrayal in his eyes. He saw Emmer as a traitor.
A traitor for doing essentially what he and Ibrahim were also doing, but Amr was the nephew, the younger generation maybe?
Perhaps. Or maybe it was just the final straw, the sheer weight of all the deception, all the secrets contained within that house, focused onto that one moment of discovery. It pushed Omar over the edge.
And the murder itself.
No.
How did he carry it out? It confirms the planning, right?
Absolutely. That evening, he uses the phone, makes that 20-second call at 7 p.m. It wasn't about the wedding at all.
He was luring Amr.
Precisely. He lured Amr to a predetermined spot, somewhere secluded out in the agricultural fields. He was waiting there, with the iron pipe.
3 blows to the head.
3 powerful blows. Then he dragged the body to the Terra, dumped it in the water, and he didn't forget the phone.
He buried Amr's phone.
Yes, buried it somewhere else entirely. To break that digital link, hide the last call record if he could. Very calculated.
And then the most chilling part.
He goes home, acts completely normal. The next day, he's out there with Ibrahim and the rest of the family, putting on a show, searching for his missing nephew, expressing concern.
The level of detachment required for that.
It's profound. It speaks not just to rage, but to a chilling premeditation and ability to deceive those closest to him, even in the immediate aftermath of extreme violence.
So what was the final outcome for Omar?
For Hanan.
Omar was tried, convicted, and ultimately sentenced to execution for the murder of Ammar.
And Hanan, what happened to her after all this came out?
Once the full extent of her relationships with Ammar, Ibrahim, and Omar was revealed during the investigation and trial, her husband, Omar's brother, and Ammar's uncle divorced her.
A tragic end to a story built on layers of secrets. It really is. And if you try to connect this to a bigger picture, it's a stark reminder of how the very structures we think provide safety and intimacy, like a close family, can actually become incubators for the most toxic secrets and ultimately violence.
Police looked outside first. Business rivals, jealous husbands, the usual suspects.
But the real poison was internal. It was extreme intimacy, cross boundaries, jealousy, and betrayal, all festering within the family unit itself.
So what's the takeaway here for us, for you listening? I mean, we tend to assume we know the people closest to us, right? Especially family.
But this case forces you to ask, how much deception can exist right under the surface? How many complicated, contradictory relationships can be hidden within what looks like a normal family?
Hidden completely until something catastrophic, like a murder, rips the veil away and forces everything into the harsh light. It makes you wonder what secrets might lie hidden, even in the most seemingly familiar places.